Movie Zentre here. Today I'm diving into a passionate romantic drama filled with love, heartbreak, and unforgettable moments. Watch out and take care. It's 1935 and I'm Robbie Turner, the housekeeper's son who's clawed his way to Oxford on sheer grit and a scholarship. My heart's been tangled up with Ellie, my best friend's sharp-witted, emerald-eyed sister, for years, but we've danced around it like fools. Now she's back from her fancy life in the city, all fire and porcelain skin in that green silk dress that clings like a secret. I can't take it anymore. As she bends to fill a vase from the fountain, water splashing wild, I grab her, pull her close and we crash together. Lips fierce, hands desperate, the world blurring into just us. Her dress soaks through but she doesn't care, neither do I. It's messy, raw, electric. The kind of kiss that rewrites your whole damn story. But oh, little does anyone know, a pair of wide blue eyes is watching from the shadows. Eyes that will shatter everything. The eavesdropper's gaze. See that kiss? It wasn't just a spark, it was the fuse. Flashback a beat earlier that sweltering afternoon, and you'd find me stepping out of the house in my borrowed tux, feeling like an imposter among all the crystal and chatter. Ellie's family is throwing this big dinner bash for some slimy chocolate baron named Paul and his twin nephews, spoiled brats crashing the party like a bad omen. I'm there because Ellie's dad, this absent-minded professor type, pulled strings to get me invited. But tensions simmer quick. Ellie's mom eyes me like I'm dirt on her Persian rug, and her kid sister, little Becca, 13 going on playwright with a typewriter for a best friend, keeps popping up like a ghost in pigtails. She's got this wild imagination, scribbling stories about heroes and villains, but today she's playing busybody, quizzing me about my place in the world. I brush it off with a grin, but her stare lingers too long. By dusk, as guests mill about the garden, Becca's already twisting what she saw at the fountain into something dark in her head, jealousy flickering like a match in dry grass. Hours later, chaos erupts. One of those devil twin nephews goes missing near the fountain, and panic ripples through the house like a stone skipped across the lake. Ellie's vase, her mom's prized heirloom, lies in pieces at the water's edge, and Becca swears she saw me lurking there, smashing it in some fit of rage. Her story's got holes big enough to drive a truck through, but she's so damn convincing, all wide-eyed innocence and quivering lip, that no one questions it at first. I try to laugh it off when Ellie confronts me, her eyes flashing hurt and doubt, but the seed's planted. That night, with the party's wine flowing loose, I make a stupid, impulsive move, scribble a raunchy note meant for Ellie's eyes only, but it ends up in the wrong hands. Becca snatches it from the post, reads the filthy words I never meant for daylight, and her imagination ignites like wildfire. To her, I'm no longer the charming scholar, I'm the monster under the bed. The estate's asleep, but not for long. A scream slices the night. Ellie's cousin Lola, that fragile beauty with the curls, stumbling from the dark library, dress torn, face bruised, blood trickling from her lip. She's been attacked, violated in the shadows by some faceless beast. Becca bursts in right after, claiming she chased the shadow down the hall, and saw me fleeing the scene reeking of guilt. Her voice doesn't waver as she points the finger in front of the whole family, the police, everyone. Ellie's staring at me like I've grown horns, her trust cracking like that damn vase. I swear on everything, on my future, on her, that it's a lie, but Becca's tale sticks like tar. Lola's too shattered to contradict it, and by dawn, I'm in irons, dragged from the only home I've known, my dreams of medicine and a life with Ellie crumbling in the gravel. The trial's cruel hammer. Weeks blur into a nightmare of courtrooms and cold cells. Becca's testimony is the noose, poetic, unyielding, painting me as the predator who smashed vases and innocence alike. Ellie's there in the gallery, her face a mask of agony, but she doesn't speak up, not fully. The family's pressure, the scandal, it's too much. 3 years in prison they slap on me like I'm some common thug. I emerged 2 years early on some wartime technicality, but the stain's permanent. Felon, outcast, ghost of the man Ellie once kissed. Jump to 1940, and the world's on fire. France is falling, Nazis swarming like locusts. I'm conscripted straight into the meat grinder, the British Expeditionary Force, shoved onto the beaches of Dunkirk with 1,000 other souls waiting for boats that never come. The air stinks of oil and fear, shells whistling overhead, turning sand to shrapnel. I slog through flooded fields, past burning tanks and bloated bodies, my boots sucking mud like a grave. Malaria fever hits me hard, chills racking my bones, visions of Ellie flickering in the haze. I clutched that cracked photo of her she slipped me before the war, whispering promises to a horizon that's all smoke and screams. Meanwhile, back in the blitz-ravaged capital, Ellie's thrown herself into nursing, bandaging wounds in a hospital that's more slaughterhouse than sanctuary. Her hands shake as she stitches up strangers, but her resolve's iron, fueled by letters from me, smuggled when they can. She's cut off from her family, that old wound festering, but the bombs don't care about grudges. They level everything in roaring firestorms. One night, as sirens wail and the sky bleeds orange, she hunkers in a tube station turned bunker, civilians crammed like sardines. A direct hit, boom, and the ceiling caves. Ellie? Gone in the rubble, her last breath probably cursing the stars for stealing our shot. I don't know it yet, miles away on that godforsaken beach, but fate's already written the end. The nurse's quiet penance. Cut to Becca, all grown up at 18, trading her typewriter for scrubs in that same London hospital. War's her confessor now, she's elbow-deep in gore, mopping blood from operating tables, faces of the dying blurring into accusations. Guilt's her shadow, 5 years of it gnawing her inside since that summer lie. She pieces it together slow. The twins were the real monsters, Paul the rapist who slithered away with Lola on his arm. Becca wants to atone, to crawl back to Ellie on her knees, but pride and shame keep her at bay. One desperate afternoon she tracks Ellie down to a dingy flat by the river. Our flat in her dreams anyway. But when she knocks, it's me who answers, gaunt from the front, pulling Ellie into a fierce embrace. "Forgive me," Becca chokes out, tears carving rivers down her face. Ellie hesitates, then nods, soft like absolution. I watch from the doorway, the weight lifting just a fraction. We let her in, the three of us fragile as cracked china, starting over in the bomb craters of what was. Now it's 2007 and Becca, gray-haired, frail, vascular dementia stealing her words bit by bit, sits for one last interview. Her book's out, Atonement, the story of us, the lies she told, the lives she broke. It was the only gift I could give them, she whispers to the camera, eyes distant as the estate gardens. Robbie and Ellie together, happy in some alternate haze. That's the ending she penned because the real one was too cruel for ink. As the screen fades on her fading smile, you feel it, the ache of words that wound and the slim hope they might heal. And that was Atonement. A gut punch of a tale that'll have you ugly crying into your popcorn. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more recaps. What's your most heartbreaking movie moment? Drop it below. Stay passionate. Movie Zentre out.